Friends, welcome to all of you on Cam Pharma channels. Okay, so today we are going to describe the antibacterial drugs. Okay, antibacterial drugs, or you can say antibacterial agents. Okay, so you can see here the this one. Okay, so this slide actually I have discussed some basic points regarding the antibacterial agents. So antibacterial agents is the agents which inhibit the bacteria growth or kill bacteria. Okay, so you can see here either they inhibit bacterial growth or they kill bacteria. Okay, so two type of methodology involved by the antibacterial drugs. Okay, so inhibits the bacterial growth or kills bacteria. Okay, so when these antibacterial drugs kill the bacteria, these are called bactericidal. Okay, when these inhibit the bacterial growth, they is called bacteriostatic. Okay, the second one is they often use synonymously with the term antibiotics. Okay, so synonymously you can say these antibacterial drugs are also act as antibiotic. Okay, the term antibiotic was first used in 1942 by Selman Waxman. Okay, so antibiotics first used in 1942 by Selman Waxman. Okay, so 3 points. It is very important for antibacterial agents. So these are the some symptoms arises by the bacterial diseases or bacterial infections. You can see this is the pink color of eye. Okay, so it is called bacterial conjunctivitis. These are the some skin part in which patches like structure appeared, and this is called skin spots by bacterial activities. Okay, the next one is you can see this is the leaf in which patches like yellow patches like structure appeared. Okay, and this is caused by pseudomonas syringe. I mean, this is the specific bacterial strains by which this type of infections arises in the leaf parts. Okay, and this is called bacterial leaf blight. Okay, next one is you can see uh, tomato on which this spot like structure is present. Okay, and this is called bacterial canker. Okay, next one is how are they classified. Okay, so what is the basic for classification of these type of drugs. Okay, so on the basis of chemical or biosynthetic origin into they are either natural, example is penicillin, either they are semi-synthetic, either they are synthetic. Okay, synthetic, the best example is sulfonamide. Okay, and biological activity, so it is the first basis of classification. The second one is on the basis of their biosynthetic origin or biological activity. Okay, so according to their biological effects on the microorganism, either they are bacterial agents kill the bacteria. Okay, either they are bactericidal fish kills the bacteria. Okay, while the second one is bacteriostatic agents, they slow down or stall the bacterial growth. Okay, so two figure I have drawn in this slide. You can see this is the best examples of bacteriostatic: chloramphenicol, erythromycin, clindamycin, sulfonamides, trimethoprim, and tetracyclines. While bactericidin, aminoglycosides, beta-lactam, vancomycin, quinolones, rimpamycin, metronidazole. So these are the bactericidal. Okay. Next one is I have discussed some structural moiety of bacterial cell. You can see the success of antibacterial agents on much of the fact that they can selectively against bacterial cell rather than animal cell. Okay, so only they target the bacterial cell parts. Okay, so by which these are ineffective in the animal cell. Uh, this is largely due to the fact that bacterial cell and animal cell differ both in their structure and in biosynthetic pathway which proceed inside them. Okay, so biochemically they are different. Okay, so that's why antibacterial drugs is only effective in the bacterial cell because they are cell specific. Okay, where they work. Okay, so this is the question mark. So some are specific antibacterial agents like rimphamycin attack on their nucleic acid part. Okay, polymyxis is also act on this. Some are ribosome, means they inhibit the ribosome synthesis. Chloramphenicol, streptomycin, tetracycline, these are the specific ribosome, means act on the ribosome part. Some are cell wall, they inhibit the cell wall synthesis. Best example is penicillin, cephalosporin, cycloserine. Okay, so mechanism of action, they okay, so four types of mechanism of action by which these drugs act on the bacterial cell. Okay, so some antibacterial drug inhibit the cell wall synthesis. Best example is penicillin, cephalosporin, imipiname, meropenem, azithromycin, vancomycin. Okay, so you can see these six drugs I have included in this. While the second one, they inhibit the bacterial protein synthesis. Okay, some protein is synthesized inside the bacterial cell. So these drugs attacks on their part. So by which they are unable to synthesize the proteins, by which they their cell growth will be stopped. Okay, these are aminoglycosides, chloramphenicol, macrolides, tetracycline, streptogramins, and linezolid. Okay, the next one is inhibition of nucleic acid synthesis, and these are the means they stop their nucleic acid synthesis. The best example is fluoroquinolones, rifampin. Okay, some is inhibition of folic acid synthesis. Okay, and these are the best example is sulfonamides, trimethoprim, pyrimethamine. Okay, so four types of inhibition involved. One is cell wall synthesis, second one is bacterial protein synthesis, third one is nucleic acid synthesis, fourth is folic acid synthesis. Okay, the next one is step by step means one we will discuss the inhibition of cell wall synthesis. You can see, so penicillin, cephalosporin, impiname, and some are the example of this means the drugs which act on the cell wall synthesis. Okay, and these drugs actually called bactericidal, they kill the bacteria, so that they are bactericidal. Must have beta lactam in them which binds and blocks the transpeptidase known as penicillin binding protein, which causes the final cross link between the pentapeptides of peptidoglycan layer. Okay, so these are the beta lactam link, which is very important moiety for antibacterial agents. Okay, okay, for means this is main functional moiety of this drug. Okay, means beta lactam. Okay, link. Okay, so you can see in cephalosporin, penicillin, in both cases these are present. Okay, and these drugs bind to the this transpeptidase forming the penicillin binding proteins. Okay, and these when they form these complex, they causes the final cross link between pentapeptides of peptidoglycan layer. Okay, so mechanism of resistance, some cases these drugs are ineffective, means they are not showing the inhibition on their cell wall synthesis, so these are called resistance. So what is the why these called resistance properties? Because some bacteria containing penicillinase enzyme which breaks this ring. Okay, because this ring is functional of this drug, so that's why when this ring will be cleaved, then this drug become ineffective. Okay, so penicillinase breaks the beta lactam ring structure. Example in streptococci is the best example. Structural changes in pb complex means penicillin binding proteins means structural in some cases may be fluctuate, so that's why these agents will be ineffective. Okay, and changes in the porine structure. Okay, some gram negative bacteria causing the change in the porine structure, so that's why the drugs become ineffective. So you can see name and neg. Okay, so nam means you can say these name how and nag when joined together through 5 amino acids. Okay, which is different. Alanine, these are d-glutamic acid, mesodiaminic acid, d-alanine. Okay, these are pentapeptides. Okay, so you can see they forming the zigzag structure. Okay, and these peptidoglycan, these amino acid bind together. Okay, so you can see this is the one series. Okay, this is the and this is the one fragment of this part. You can see this one. Okay, this one. Okay, and there are several types of these types of structure is present when they bind together, means they form the cross link between tetrapeptidate chain. Okay, and this is the penicillin binding protein. When they bind together means they helping the bonding, means they will bind together when it will bind in this position. Okay, so what happened here, these specific antibacterial drugs containing the beta lactam rings bind to this protein. Okay, so when these bind to this protein, they are unable to function on this part. Okay, so that's why their cell wall synthesis become stopped. The next one is inhibition of bacterial protein synthesis. Okay, and these act on the ribosomes. Okay, so you can see, first of all, it should be know the structural moiety of ribosomes. This is the ribosome. This is the transfer RNA. Okay, and this is the messenger RNA, and you can see this is the ribosome parts and newly bound proteins, and this is the amino acid. Some amino acid is present. This is the large subunit. Two types of unit is present in the ribosome. One is small, while other is large. So this is the small subunits. This is the large subunits. Okay, in you can say this is the ribosome, in which uh, in the half part, or you can say in uh, ages messenger RNA is present. Okay, and transfer RNA is also present, attached with the large part of the ribosome. Okay, so glycosides, chloramphenicol macrolides, and some other examples, and these drugs act by inhibition of this ribosome, means protein synthesis, means they stop the protein synthesis. Okay, and these drugs act as a bacteria, either both types, mean bactericidal and bacteriostatic. Okay, so these means their effect is either both bactericidal and bacteriostatic. Okay, the primary step in the process that they are attacked are, they attack in the formation of 30th initiation complex. Okay, means they inhibit the formation of 30th initiation complex. They stop the formation of 70th ribosome by 30th initiation complex and 50th ribosomes. These are the specific agent you can see here, and they inhibit the elongation process of assembling amino acid in a polypeptides. Okay, so these three types of methodology by which the ribosomes protein synthesis become stopped. Okay, and these are the selectively agents is like streptomycin, kanamycin, tobramycin, and chloramphenicol. Okay, next one you can see this structure. This is the large subunit, which is 50s, and other is 30s. Okay, so they forming the 70s, means because bacterial cell containing the 170s ribosomes. Okay, protein synthesis site. This is the protein synthesis site. Okay, and this is the 5, and this is the 3, means messenger RNA containing one end is 5, other is 3. This is the unit going polypeptide chain. Okay, means in this part polypeptide chain is formed. Okay, and polypeptide chains resulting they forming the proteins. Okay, so what happened here, you can see three-dimensional details of the protein synthesis site showing the 30th and 50th subunit portion of the 70th prokaryote ribosomes. What happened here? This is the growing polypeptide. Okay, this is the transfer RNA. This is the 50th portion. This is the 30th portion. In below 30th portion, this is the messenger RNA is present. Okay, upper side containing transfer RNA. Transfer RNA arises means affording the growing polypeptides. Okay, so some chloramphenicol binds to the 50th portion and inhibits the formation of peptide. They stop, means they bind to the 50th portion from this parts. So by which these polypeptide chain become unable to form. Okay, this is the protein synthesis site. Okay, so some are erythromycin, they binds to the 50th ribosomal RNA and prevents movement along messenger RNA. Okay, and tetracycline interferes with the attachment of transfer RNA to messenger RNA complex. Okay, so transfer RNA when and messenger RNA when attaches to each other, they means they help for forming the polypeptide chains. So some are specific bind to the attachment, means attachment site of transfer RNA and messenger RNA ribosome complexes. You can see streptomycin acts changes shape of 30th portion, causing code of messenger to be read correctly. Okay, transition direction ribosome. So this is the means some agents means attack on a specific site in which protein synthesis step occur, and when they stop, the protein synthesis does not proceeds. Okay, so in diagram, black arrows indicate the different points at which chloramphenicol, tetracycline, streptomycin exerts their activities. Okay, so another I have also mentions the tetracycline structure. You can see this is the tetracycline structure. This is the four types of six membered. One is aromatic. This is the benzene ring, and some olefinic moiety is also present inside in the cyclohexane ring, and choline type structure is also present. Amide and OS is the functional moiety which is present, and ketone is the functional moiety which is present in the tetracycline ring. Okay, while chloromechanical contain nitrobenzene, secondary alcohol, and amide and CH2 part. Okay, so the next one is erythromycin, in which sugar part, NCS3 and methoxy, OH and ester, ketone are the some functional quantities is present inside this structure. Okay, streptomycin core structure is you can say this is the pentose sugar, and you, you can see uh, some NH2 is present, and you can see this type of means primary alcohol, tertiary alcohol is also present in this. But in the mechanism of this type of means ribosome inhibition means protein synthesis stopped by these agents, but some drugs unable to cause these effects. Why? And this card mechanism resistance. Okay, why? The mutation of ribosome binding site. Okay, so changing the ribosome binding site structure causing the resistance by the some antibacterial agents. Enzymatic modification of antibiotics and active influx of antibiotic out of cell. Okay, so these are the some causal factors by which these agents become ineffective. Third one is inhibition of nucleic acid synthesis. Okay, so fluoroquinolones, example is you can see here rifampin. These are the bactericidal agents and can inhibit the DNA gyrase or RNA polymerase. Okay, so these are the specific target the DNA gyrase and RNA polymerase. Okay, so mechanism of resistance in this case also causes resistant properties due to alteration of alpha subunit of DNA gyrase, means enzymatic changes occur. So by which these drug become ineffective. Beta subunit of RNA polymerase. Okay, so structure become modified. So that's why these drug being unable to bind their receptors. Okay, so you can see in this, quinolones are the key groups of antibiotics that interfere with the DNA synthesis by inhibiting the topoisomerase. Okay, so topoisomerase is also very important for DNA synthesis. Most frequently, topoisomerase and topoisomer DNA gyrase enzyme involve DNA replication. DNA gyrase relaxes supercoiled DNA molecule, initiates transfer. Means these are some properties of some specific DNA gyrase and topoisomerase, and these fluoroquinolones bind to these enzymes. Okay, so that's why DNA synthesis become stops, or you can say nucleic acid synthesis become stops, and these. Okay, so that's why bacterial growth become stopped. Okay, rifampicin blocks initiation of RNA synthesis by specifically inhibiting bacterial RNA polymerase. It does not interact with the mammalian RNA polymerase, making it specific for gram-positive bacteria. Some agents actually gram-positive specific because they only attack the specific enzymes and does not interfere with other type of polymerase. Okay, so that's why so these are the some are gram positive specific, means they only kill the gram positive bacteria, while some are specific for gram negative bacteria. So this is the region. Drug action, this is the rifampicin. I have also drawn the mechanism. Rifampicin bind to the RNA polymerase. Okay, and these transcription messenger RNA, you can see here. So these are the actually specific RNA polymerase. They attack, means they interact with the RNA polymerase, and when attached from RNA polymerase, the structure become changes. So that's why this enzyme become unable to function. Okay, so that's why the DNA synthesis become stopped. Okay, some resistance also causes by these agents like alternation of alpha subunit of DNA gyrase or beta subunit of RNA polymerase. The third one is inhibition of polymerase, inhibition of folic acid synthesis. So some specific agent, you can say sulfonamides, trimethoprim, and pyrimethamine are stop the folic acid synthesis. These are the bacteriostatic and binds and blocks the enzyme, mainly pteridine synthesis, diet folate reductase responsive for folic acid synthesis. So what is the folic acid? So folic acid actually made up of two fragments, you can see here. From this one is one part and this is the another part. Okay, so acid group and amide and benzene, and this is the aniline is also present in this. So if you if retrosynthesis is carried out, then what happen here, you can clip from this position. Okay, so here halogen, one halogen, and if you reaction will be carried out from this containing halogen and this contain amine part, they become condensed. Okay, and HCl will be released out from this part, and they form the folic acid. So folic acid enzymes are necessary for the synthesis of amino acids and necessary for bacterial protein synthesis. Okay, so when these folic acid means some agents which are attack on the folic acid synthesis, means they stop the synthesis of amino acid, by which the bacterial protein synthesis does not take place. So that's why their growth will be stopped, and by which they are called bacteriostatic. Okay, so you can see para amino benzoic acid, and next one is pteridine. Okay, so pteridine synthesis and the sulfonamides involved in this part, they stop the activity at pteridine synthesis, by which dihydropteroic acid does not form. Okay, and the next one dihydrofolate synthesis, and they form the dihydrofolic acid. Okay, and pyrimethamine stop the dihydrofolic reductase. Okay, so bihydrofolic acid does not form. Okay, and these are the these agents is very important for synthesis of nucleic acid, purines and purines. Okay, you can see. So by which these drugs means they stop the synthesis of purines. Okay, purines, thymidine, methionine, which is very important for the cell wall synthesis and other parts of bacterial cell. So these are the sulfonamide functional groups, and some resistance also causes by their mutations in the gene for dihydrofolate reductase, decreasing binding affinity. Okay, some side effects of antibacterial agent, because each synthetic drugs causing the side effects. Okay, and aminoglycosides causing the renal toxicity, ototoxicity, dizziness, nasal nausea, vomiting, and nystagmus. Sulfonamides causing this one. Okay, so tetracyclic quinoline causing these are the symptoms. You can see this one. Okay, so that's actually each drug causing the 50% their positive response, while 50% negative response, and these negative response arises as the side effects. Okay, so thank you for all for giving your considerable attention for watching this video, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Okay, and we will meet you in the next video. Okay, so thank you for all of you. Okay, so